Every character is first and foremost defined by two traits, and that amounts to a main trait and a passive trait. The main trait, this just essentially is the character. In short, you are picturing their main trait. That's always what's going to really define them for you. When you think a little bit more deeply about them, like, oh, what are other sort of like sides of them, so to speak, then you're going to be thinking of the passive stuff. If you say high energy, confidence, strength, that's really Mario. Passive traits can only modulate. From the main trait is born three layers: immediate, situational, and setting level, or design. And so these are characterization details. So the key word here is details. When I make a character, like I make Mario, for example, I don't ahead of time define every single way he's going to be characterized right from the start. That's not how characters work. All characters are actions. They're not nouns, they're verbs. So the actual mood modulation modulates the scene and plot, which then in turn modulates the passive and the main, which then the passive expression then modulates the main again. So there's a whole modulation chain happening. When it comes to the passive traits of characters, think of their passive traits as simply a separate character. If you have Neptune actually makes it very easy for us because there's the whole transformation gimmick where she can turn into Purple Heart, who's like the mature form of her. Purple Heart is actually just her main trait and her passive trait swapping. They're extremely rarely seen, but you can occasionally get a three-trait character, which is where they have a secondary passive. It's very rare, but Haruhi is a good example. I think it's one of the many reasons she was able to be such a popular character, because it makes her so complex and interesting.